Hello everybody, Gorky here, founder of Proban Warrior Arts. Let's continue with the Warrior Mind series of the videos. Today I will speak to you about the fear of dying in the war, how to conquer the fear of dying in the war. Because wars are everywhere around us and the war can come to your area like that, and all the threats of the world are constantly emerging. So I will tell you my experience, how I conquer the fear of dying in the war. It will be a long story, so brace yourself, put a chair, grab a snack, and let's talk about fear of dying in the war and how to conquer that fear, how to defeat that fear. Basic knowledge. If you know that your life will be in danger and you know you're going into fields and missions where your heads is constantly on the line and where people die every day, I think this video will be great help of you to come back alive and healthy. Despite all the skills and knowledge in every war, death always lurks and the fear of death and suffering is always present. In one episode of my life, I researched how to survive the dangers of the war for a strong reason. I researched our Croatian warriors as well as all the Korean warriors, Japanese warriors, American soldiers, Korean and Japanese warriors, and Chinese warriors and Croatian soldiers and World War II German soldiers, Russian soldiers. I wasn't biased. I just want to research how the survivors of the fierce battles, how they survived, what's are they their experiences, and they maybe there is some hidden knowledge there how they survive. So all the Eastern master, and of course I was interested how this all these martial arts masters from Japan and Korea and China survived their fierce battles in the wars. And because I study martial arts and the spiritual ways of martial arts, so I want to implement that to my personal experiences. So all the masters of the martial arts from Korea and Japan and China, they survived fierce battles because their unwavering faith in their belief system, in the key energy, and in the unity with the universe and common belief. And that common belief was in general that they are in harmony with the universe. If they are in harmony with the universe, if they are all the time in harmony with the universe, even the bullets will avoid them, and that they will survive all dangers, of course, with the applications of all military skills and tactics as well. Common sense and what they have learned, of course, all this. And they describe the examples of how they survived ambushes, shootings, how they encouraged their comrades, and how in many cases no one in their platoons was seriously injured because of their faith and their harmony with the universe, and of course their firmness and courage that comes from it all. They described how they noticed that as long as they hold the center energy center, the mental concentration on the energy center 2.5 centimeters or 3 centimeters below the navel, as long as they keep it unwavering in their mind, the concentration on this center, the whole universe bowed to them, and they easily avoided and survived all dangers. When they didn't hold the center, fear and panic would grip them. They noticed that if they did not return to the center and the unity with the universe in the middle of this war chaos and shooting, they would surely die, like some of their comrades who died without such practice. Of course, there is and lots of luck is involved in any surviving. And of course, this only deepened the faith in this survival system as a proof that they were on the right path. In some situations, they experienced bullets, shrapnels from grenades, missing them, going around them, not into them, even though they should logically have been hit. Similar experience uh, I similar to this experience, I devised a system of holding the heart and the plexus for this how to conquer that fear and to get some kind of protection against all these war atrocities. Based on my research into how warriors, true warriors, who later became legendary and world-renowned martial art masters from all countries, survived war, I have developed my own system of mental, spiritual, faith-based, and religious protection. This system has worked perfectly for me until today, and it's working for me today. And it can work for you too. You just need to process all of this where I will present you here and devise your own system, believing in that your own system with unwavering faith. And always stick to your system, always stick with unwavering faith before any action and whenever dangers arise, regardless whether you are going into the action or not, or this danger is imminent because in the place where you are sitting and shooting videos, doesn't matter. This will always work for you. Let's now explore how this works practically in real life. First, I will tell you the experiences from Croatian homeland war from 1991 till 1995. My country, Croatia, was attacked by a country called Serbia and we had the war from 1991 till 1995. And Croatia won that war, and we Croatian warriors gained our freedom because we were occupied and oppressed and suppressed and killed and tried to be eradicated, but we won. But this is a different story. I will tell you now about how to conquer the fear and of dying in this war. It's generally common among our Croatian warriors from the homeland war that they survived a difficult and dangerous situation thanks to their faith in God and in Jesus and in Holy Mother of Jesus and in momentarily prayer while in action of the field. They prayed that they and everyone with them would survive. One of my close warrior friends once told me, Gogi, I'm called Gogi in my Croatian country. Gogi, I pray to the God that everyone who goes after me and follows me, all of my soldiers survives. That nothing hits them, that no one steps on the mine, that no one gets caught in the minefields, and that no one gets hit by a bullet or grenade or sniper or ambush, that everyone returns home alive and well together with me. I did that every time I went on a difficult missions with my platoon. Specifically, he told me about an event of reconnaissance mission in Operation Storm. That was our last war operation. That we managed to free our country finally, and that required this. In this operation, his platoon was required to pass through the minefields and into the enemy territory to provide the coordinates for artillery fire and all that what is needed for other troops to get there. He prayed exactly as he told me, and they all managed to return unharmed from those actions. The whole platoon, through the minefields, through the shootings, through the pushing through later with all other forces, and we won that, and they won all the battles, and nobody of his crew was even scratched. Nothing. So, if it works for him, it must work for me and you, if you sincerely believe. Another friend told me about his experience from homeland war, and at the beginning of the war, he was 18 years old kid and completed the entire war, all the 5 years. He was at all battlefields, and he waged fierce battles because he was just a normal soldier that they put all the way in front. You guys go clear this, clear that, like expendables. And he went through all war without single serious injury or wound. And he was an ordinary soldier who was always sent forward to attack. A true warrior, a true hero who never surrendered and does not surrender to this day and today. And on that occasion, he said the following: Gogi my Gogi. From the first fierce actions where our people start dying, when I realized that people were dying there every day, I regularly prayed to the God, to the Mother of God, to Mother Mary, and briefly in my own way and the Lord's Prayer before all actions. I prayed the Lord's Prayer every day before getting out of the bed. I prayed in the secret because I didn't want anyone to think I was afraid. You know, when the grenades fall around you, you instinctively hide first and then you have to launch a counterattack. Well, for that you really need a great strength to overcome that primal fear of dying here and now in that place, and you start to rush into counterattack against the bullets. In all such situations, I just took a deep breath and remembered God and started and go into the action. I knew all the time that I was on the right side, that God was protecting me because I was defending our country, that I was right. And imagine this, in one action we they rush in between our and their tanks and our and their troops, and shooting start, and everyone is shooting in all directions. And he told me, around me there are over 30 of my comrades. Grenades are falling not around us, but into us, straight into us. Snipers, machine guns, rifles, mortars, tank cannons are shooting. Everybody is shooting from all sides. My people in front of me are blown to pieces, hit, killed, and I'm standing in middle of all this shooting back. I don't know where I am from all these blasts. Then I'm kneeling, then I'm falling, then I'm getting up, then I'm staggered from the detonations and horrors, and try to collect myself and take cover and try to put some of my people into the cover. I lie down and crawl and I take cover somehow. I am in the middle of that slaughterhouse. Everyone around me is falling hit and screaming. Not far away somewhere, but right here next to me. Hell on earth, my friend. And me, not a bullet, not a shrapnel, not a freaking scratch. Nothing, my friend. Nothing touched me in the middle of that shooting. And who can do that? Who? Tell me. Who? Luck? Some will say, no, my Gogi. He is continuing, no, only God could do that to protect me for reasons known only to him. Only God. This is the true experience of my friend, which I later heard from other members of that unit, and they all say the same things as him, the same story about him. When you are right, and the God is on your side. It is so obvious after this event. Another warrior friend of mine would say like this, Gogi, what would I be afraid of? Not every bullet kills. Hey, let's go. That's a little bit crazy guy, but he's like that. What will I be afraid of? Not every bullet kills. Let's go. That's a real warrior mind at work in real dangers. In the Homeland War from 1991, Croatia Homeland War from 1991 to 1995, I was young and crazy, and so I had no fear for such need. I had no need for such thoughts. Young, crazy, foolish, unaware of great danger, strong, trained, and fearless, with faith in my indestructibility, and invulnerability, and in my super skills. I was a special forces soldier, so I was full like a Rainbow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I spread that invincible warrior spirit wherever I went. But as the years go by, the stakes increase, and when you go looking for danger, when you don't really have to, and when you start thinking too much, and that happens as you get older, then you think, I have to survive this, I have to go home alive, healthy and happy, because I have to take care of my family, my children, and everything mine. When you get caught up in such thoughts, it means it's time to work on these topics here. My invincible warrior spirit is still there. The belief in my invincibility, indestructibility, and invulnerability, and my craziness in that direction is still the same, and I don't worry about such trivial things as surviving or not. I am a part of universe, and you cannot defeat and destroy the universe. But when you go somewhere unknown, you need to prepare on all possible levels, including the spiritual. One example of my craziness from that war. The enemy had just finished rocketing their own weapon warehouses and their own people at a huge facility. And we used this opportunity and we were rushing over there into the attack and to seize as many weapons as possible. Enemy soldiers were running away. We were chasing them, but they are running away. The other forces chase the soldiers, and we decide, okay, let's go to the warehouses and put as much possible weapon out before all this collapse, before they come back to shoot more. But these aircrafts were returning, shooting at everyone, including their own people and us. Amidst all this, we were inside one of the warehouses, pulling out the weapon crates, and one moment I was on the top, stacked on the huge, like a mountain of stacked crates full of weapons, and I'm on the top near the roof, because there is some guns I need from that top. And just then, a bloody aircraft come back and shoot the rocket straight into the roof above me. That was fun experience. The roof fell down on me and I was falling down, but using my training, I covered my head. I will show you how. I covered my head like that and went into close squat position. In a split second, managing to find some solid surface to stand on. Part of the roof fell over me, and I was buried under the rubbles of the tin roof, wooden materials, asbestos plates, and I don't know, whatever. It's like a big pile of roof on me. My crew was yelling, "God, God, God, God!" They were yelling, all worried, and I just popped up with a fighting roar like the Hulk, removing all that stuff out of me, and I yelled, "You will not, motherfuckers! You will not kill me!" That was a scene for a movie. I grabbed 2 crates full of Thompson submachine guns and went down to the pile. I wasn't even scratched, even bruised, nothing. I just dusted myself off and told my friends, "Let's take more weapons and get out of here." With these weapons, we managed to arm around 70 to 80 soldiers, organize them, and with that kind of warrior spirit and warrior mind, we won our war. In this section, I didn't feel any fear, only heavenly power drive to get these weapons, to arm our people, to win every battle in front of me at all times. With the warrior focus and intensity of unwavering faith in myself and my friends. Back then, I didn't use any prayers or visualizations. I was driven by a pure heart, brave heart, young energy, and I didn't care about any danger. My thoughts were always positive. Even when someone died beside me in that war, no fear in me, just a godly resolve to fight, survive, destroy the enemy at all cost, and to protect my people, to protect my country. I truly saw myself as the ultimate invincible protector of my country, my family, all the little children behind us, my friends, my town, my streets, and you, my friend, cannot defeat or frighten that. That is the warrior mind and the warrior spirit in me, which is unbeatable. I have this today also, and I am the same crazy motherfucker as 40 years ago, but a lot smarter, wiser, and still in action. One of my newer experience from Afghanistan. In year 2011, 2011, I was in Afghanistan in the city of Mazar-e-Sharif in the northern province, military speaking regional command north, as a part of international for NATO forces, ISAF. And after returning, everyone I talked asked me the same question. Was it dangerous? How was it there? Is a big danger? And everybody was curious about that. To reassure them, from my closest relatives and to everyone else, I always answered that it wasn't dangerous. That I was always in the base, on the safe, and not going out and stuff like that. But it wasn't quite like that. Of course, it's dangerous because there was a constant war in that country with an average about in year 2011 about 12 to 15 deaths every day, dead soldiers, not wounded, dead. 12 to 15 dead NATO soldiers every day. There is no war in which it is not dangerous. This is very stupid to ask. My tasks were to travel 75 kilometers through dangerous territory to my workplace, work there with the local police, and then 75 kilometers back, and sometimes go with the local police to the danger points, and sometimes go with the local with the joint forces and local military in the clearing clearing of the territories from the insurgents. The greatest danger, one of the greatest dangers, if you are not in a real fight, is the road, driving the road, because we drive in the super slow armored vehicles that are mines resistance and bullets resistance, but the enemy has a lot of imagination when it comes to arranging attacking such convoys and vehicles and people. Fortunately, our Croatian human approach yields results wherever we appear, so we create friends from the local population and respect them and their customs, and we show it, so we get respect back and in an appropriate way. That is one way how to avoid some dangers, to win the hearts of the people. So these people will call you and tell you, the idiots plant mines on that road, and that road. You can go this, and this. Of course, you never believe 100% of that, and whenever you are going somewhere, you use common sense and tactics and stopping and checking and double checking and triple checking and lots of other tactics and using the jammers and everything. But this way of winning the hearts of people always worked for us. But the real dangers over there lies in hidden improvised mines. You can't see them. You don't know where they are. And in our way, every meter cross is a danger of being blown up, of being a victim of combined attack of mines, manpower, anti-tank rocket launchers, then popular Russian RPGs, and there you have it. And I really don't feel like being blown up and killed there in Afghanistan. Of course, we as a team are trained to avoid, recognize how to fight, how to protect ourselves. We also have devices for jamming cell phone signals and radio waves, but in reality, it's very difficult to figure out an improvised mine hidden on the terrain that is ideal for that. Despite all our specialized training about finding improvised mine and everything, you have a mud desert, stones, a little greenery, and all the same color. Mines can also be activated via 100 over the 100 meters of hidden wire, and sometimes they are hidden in the and buried so that you cannot be they cannot be seen at all, and sometimes they are in tree tops under which we have to pass, sometimes in the vehicles, sometimes in the motorcycles, on people, on children, on women, on donkeys, on objects. So go ahead. So imagine that in those days my way of overcoming the fear and protecting myself and my soldiers was as follows. Every time I left the base, for the entire duration of the mission, I held my center, concentrating on my heart and a little bit below on solar plexus, as a shield of uh, invincibility and heavenly protection that nothing can penetrate and hurt. That is the belief behind this concentration, that I can go through the valley of death unharmed, through the valley of evil, through the valley of blasts, and through the valley of nuclear explosions. Nothing will harm me. That with that belief here in my center, believing like those Eastern warriors that all bullets and all projectiles would pass by me if I'm always having my center. Then above each our vehicles, I visualized an energy pyramid of protection. Then such a pyramid about each individual member of my team and of course about myself. It was an impenetrable pyramid of energy, a pyramid of protection that protects from everything. Then I pray to God like this. I beg you, God, protect us all. I beg you that we all return happy, alive, and well back to the base and back to our homes and children and wives and families. I beg you, God, to protect me that nothing hits me, neither bullet, nor mine, nor bomb, nor rocket, nor shrapnel, nor hidden devices, nor enemy, nor friends. I beg you to return alive and well to the base and to my home, to my children, my wife, and my family. I beg you to protect us like that. Which God do you pray? That doesn't matter. What faith or disbelief you are, it's also not important. But if you ask for protection from the universe, you will get it. Because we are beings who are the part of the universe, and the universe loves its own, and when it's mentioned, it protects. Every time I left the base, that was my way of protection, along with some other jokes after a period of time, and tuning in into the warrior mindset and situation. Every time I felt that all members of my team were in some kind of silent praying for protection as well. There is a period of silence when the action starts, and when you see fear and prayer on people's faces until we are aligned as a team in action. It lasts a short time, but it's there, and it's quite normal for dangerous situations. This method of protection gave me a peace and tranquility which I spread around me, so I help others and a little to be calmer and less afraid, to have common sense in their heads despite the fear. Also, from that distant world, I project a pyramid of protection every day for each member of my family, individually and collectively. Every night before I'm going to bed, I send them a pyramid of protection to protect them from all harms, evils, and dangers that they may encounter because I'm not with them to protect them. If this method worked for the warriors before us, if it worked for me, I see no reason why it would not work for you. It doesn't matter what religion you are or whatever you believe or are you believe in anything at all. There is a universal truth. If you ask, you will receive. I asked and I got it. We all came alive and well from the missions and home too. And no one was wounded, no one was hurt, no one was killed in action, nothing. And also from various new missions that I do until today, and certainly now, I'm still doing all that, this system, and it works for me fine. And I have a very tricky situation sometimes. But as I wrote earlier, the faith in what you practice, in what you do, in what you research, in what you preach, in what you believe must be complete without reservation, without doubt, without fear, without despondency. It must be complete without any doubts, reservations, and unwavering. I still practice this method of protection for my whole family. Every night before going to bed, I put them all under my protective pyramids one by one. Besides all that, an old Croatian proverb also comes in handy when you start a new day. And it says, uh, put the smartness in your head. Put the smartness in your head. It's in Croatian it says pamet u glavu. So it means uh, I need to find the correct expression. Pamet u glavu. Smartness in your head. Smartness in your head. Or be smart. Put the smart in your head. Put the wisdom in your head. Something like that. So my prayer and visualization of protection took place in motion in these actions in Afghanistan. When we start to roll with the vehicles, I did that everything in my mind. Every time I got into the vehicle, completed all preparations, radio calls, and all checks. At the moment when we leave the base, in myself, in my mind, in secret, I prayed and visualized as I told you here, and uh, uh, in that way, we all get back safe and happy, of course, and using all our knowledge and all our skills. This is all combined together. You cannot use one without other. You need to use everything together, and body and mind and spirit ways of protections and learned skills and common sense and not to do stupid mistakes. And you have to have a very good team that is all united in all this security and military drills, practices, and the knowledge. And that is the way how you conquer the fear of dying in the war and in the wars. So it's two ways. This way of visualization, prayer, and holding the center. Holding the center, it means just concentrate on your heart and the plexus and believe that this is heavenly, godly, universe protection. This is the shield that protects you from everything, and that you can go to the valley of death for feel of everything unharmed. That's the first one. Then you visualize, then you pray to the God for the protection, and then you visualize the pyramid of protection And there you have it. And this needs a little bit of mind practicing, and repeating. And when you practice yourself very good in this requires only a short, like 5 to 10 minutes to complete. And then you ready go to the action. And when you are in action, then you are protected and you always have this center and nothing can hurt you. I am the living proof because my life is until now 40 behind me, 40 years of action, constant action, and various really crazy actions. For this video enough. See you in the next video. Next video will be interesting and crazy, same like this, but we will develop some other topics. And until then, stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, stay beautiful. You are worthy. You are worthy, and never allowed to think about yourself anything else than that. You are worthy. You are mighty. You are worthy. Spread love and spread goodness. And remember, who do you love? You never hurt people. Who do you love? You never hurt them. You never lied to people. Who do you love? And you only love them. You only love them unconditionally. That's love, and that's a true warrior way. Gordke out. See you around. Crowbrain.